We wonder why we have no growth. We wonder why when the smallest thing in our life gets difficult, we wonder why we cower and we run away. Our whole life is set up that way. We don't want to suffer. We don't want to feel discomfort. So the whole time we're living our lives in a very comfortable area. There's no growth in that. How you gain mental toughness, how you become the person you want to be, is constantly facing the things that you don't want to face. If you constantly run away from things that you don't want to face, how is there growth? We're all going through a battle in our mind. A warrior is not a person that carries a gun. The biggest war you ever go through is right between your own ears. It's in your mind. We're all going through a war in our mind, and we have to callous our mind to fight that war and to win that war. Once the mind knows you're not going to quit something, once it realizes you're not going to take the path of least resistance, you're going to stay here until it's done, it's going to try to find more. I was developing this thing called my own personal cookie jar. Things I went through in my life that I overcame, whether they be positive things, negative things, whatever it was, I was still here. I was overcoming them. So when things got hard for me, I was able to go in my mental cookie jar and remember, hey, I survived what my dad did to me. Hey, I survived what the kids at school did to me. Because what happens is, in Hell Week and in SEAL training, they want to make you panicked. They want to put you in a situation of stress. They want you to question your very motives of being in SEAL training. They want to question, why are you here? They want to put you in a dark spot that makes you question your own sanity. And they do that very well. And if you don't have the proper tools, you're going to quit. And in that 1 second, you make the worst decision of your life because you cannot calm yourself down. And in that 1 second, what happens is you start to think very negatively. Your mind will always choose the path of least resistance. We put so much stuff in our brain gets overloaded, so it wants to choose the path of least resistance. We have to train our minds to choose the path of most resistance. What I did was I realized through my whole life was that I would get spastic in that 1 second. I had nothing to control. I had no end result. I had no feeling of victory to kind of pull from in this 1 second. So I would quit things. I would give up. And the dialogue in my head in that 1 second would be very negative. I had to find why I wanted to be here. If you find out why you want to be somewhere, when you're in that situation of wanting to quit, what happens is the questions that come to you are the proper questions. How can I get through this? How can I make this work for me? If you don't have the proper purpose on why you're somewhere, the questions that come to your mind are, we shouldn't be here. This is dumb. The water's too cold. I can go home and have a good meal. I shouldn't be subjecting myself to this kind of torture. But when you find out in life why you want to be somewhere, the questions are more of, how can I get through this? Versus why am I here? How can I versus why? Even the hardest people in the world, they forget who they are when times get bad. That mental cookie jar is where you can go through and kind of remind yourself, okay, I went through 3 hell weeks. I was in 2 hell weeks. I got through them. I got through this. I got through that. So in those bad times, you remind yourself versus panicking and quitting. So I learned all these different kind of mind games, because that's all life is one big game. You have to learn and have control over your own thoughts. If you can't control your own thoughts and you have negative thoughts in there, you have to make a negative a positive to get through everything in life.